But this one is very big, and I don't want to be on a time crunch, and we've talked about this many times before as far as the big tech stuff goes. But this is big news. Headlines: Steven Crowder is suing YouTube for banning views of, quote, half the country. Steven Crowder is, of course, also in a lawsuit with Facebook.
And Twitter, right?
Yeah. And he's, he has to be somewhat careful about the updates he does because it's a legal matter. It's going through court, so you can't really say a whole lot of what's going on. But all I can say about it is I hope it's going very, very well. And he had mentioned on one of his shows that I thought this was interesting, but he was talking about his early days when he first started back in 08 or 07 or whatever it was. It was a long time ago. He's talking about his blue sheet that he had behind him. And he said, not only am I doing this for myself, but I'm doing this for all the new people who are starting off who maybe just have a blue sheet behind them. So I was thinking of maybe going to a blue sheet since the blue sheet worked so well for him. But yeah, this is huge news.
Thank you, Steven Crowder.
And to his point too, is this isn't just whining and bitching about being shadow banned. This is somebody who has the resources to do something about it, and he's going to go after him.
This is the future of civil liberties, actually.
It really is, because with everything right now is done through this interface.
They forced it. They actually forced it on society, on our children, on businesses. People we know have never gone to their job. They've done their job from home on a computer for the last 2 years. Come on. They forced this environment on us, and then they're going to say that they have pull over it because it's their platforms? When you know the implications of society? You turned everything off. You're like, all right, turn on the computers. Yeah, Steven Crowder is literally fighting, not for half the country. He was wrong there. He's fighting for all of the rest of humans. And maybe I should send him that. Because he's fighting for the future of civil liberties. This isn't just like, oh, I'm fighting for Trump supporters, I'm fighting for Republicans. Nah, he's fighting for everybody, bro. He's fighting for our kids, kids. The future of talking on the internet is happening right now through Steven Crowder. He's been very open about his battles and everything else. And he has like you said, the resources, the following, the backing, the public support, that he has the magnifying glass that he needs. But he's fighting for everybody's civil liberties right now. That guy, that's a Paul Revere right there. Paul Revere right there, lighting torches, man, carrying them. The British are coming, people.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot to say about it right now. I mean, it's just super big news. And man, you got to think places like YouTube, Facebook, Google, they got some good lawyer teams. So I'm hoping.
The corporate nerve, man. Could you imagine talk about egos with our celebrities, right? Imagine having the ego as a company thinking that you could outsue somebody's civil liberties to speak on the freaking internet. That is unbelievable to me.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting too because we've talked about this, and it's a weird thing we find ourselves in because Google does in fact own this platform, but legally they do have to operate a certain way if they're going to be a platform. And I think there's just so much evidence against them. I mean, just and this is Twitter, but people like Twitter who
they banned the president.
They banned the president of the
United States. Every one of his tweets is deleted. Do you know that, like, when he tweeted, that was federal property? That was we the people's property. It didn't matter what it did. They didn't archive that. They deleted the president's Twitter, the most powerful man in the world at the time. He didn't give up his power. It wasn't the 21st of January. That guy had nuclear missiles. He made the space, control the fourth of the world's wealth.
But what's interesting is the same Twitter got some politicians in trouble too because they blocked their constituents. But Twitter then goes and blocks the whole president of the United States.
Deletes his tweets. Federal property. That's we the people's property. When that was his personal Twitter that he got I remember the day it became the 45th president of the United States. There was a separate Donald Trump Twitter for the president. That was POTUS 45. But his personal Twitter became his personal Twitter, was We the People's Twitter for that time of his presidency. And they fucking deleted history. They deleted government history from you on the internet. How Orwellian. How perfect. That was very Winston of them.
And really, I mean, you could just look at all the big tech platforms, and they're all doing the same thing. So really, this is just massive.
We've been told we interfere in foreign elections. Half a globe away from my bedroom.
Was it New Zealand?
From my bedroom.
I think it was New Zealand. Yeah. We interfered in New Zealand's elections, by the way.
From my bedroom.
Apparently, I don't know how. I don't know who won or who we interfered for or against, but somebody's welcome, or I'm sorry, depending on how New Zealand's doing. I hope he does well, because this is important to everybody. I mean, especially specifically to us, what we're doing here, and to him, what he's doing. But for everyone, like to your point, this is big. This is civil liberties.
It's not half the country. This is the whole globe, bro. The whole globe. Because think of what America does with our wars. Oh, we're fighting for Iraqis' freedom, these people's freedoms. Well, their next freedom is the internet, isn't it? So we're fighting for all the future countries that want democracy, that want freedom, that want liberty, that want the freedom of speech on the internet. That's crazy, man. It's not half the country, Crowder. You're selling yourself short, man. Like, we be like globally fucking worshiping his resolve, man. That's like biblically, like, I can't imagine the stress and the strength that it takes. He probably breaks down and cries behind doors. Like, the way he stays.
He's got all this going on, and he's got twins, newborn twins, too. So he's got a lot on his plate right now. That dude's not sleeping.
His wife's been in and out of the hospital, and, like, I know she had her problem. Like, it's just, the guy, it's like I said, biblically, like, it's a Paul Revere stuff, man. That might be, like, Thomas Jefferson level stuff right there. If we're talking for real. Like, he's doing more than alerting the British are coming. He's literally forging the new declaration and constitution, potentially, with this legal. Because think about, what's this country based on? Is legal precedent, right? That's the whole Roe v. W. thing, is legal precedent. So one day, we may actually see Crowder versus Facebook. Crowder versus Twitter. For the rest of human history, dude. That's beautiful. Thank you, Stephen Crowder.